Aw, animals.
Free Bambi. A group of Ohio residents banded together over the weekend to save a poor deer from its plastic prison. Little Bambi may have gotten a bit too excited for Halloween candy and ended up getting its head stuck in a pumpkin-shaped trick-or-treat bucket. The pumpkin-headed animal spent the next 4 days wandering all over the neighborhood, prompting concerned residents to call in and report the sightings. Despite the potential dangers of a rescue operation, one group was determined to help Bambi. After following the deer for hours, they managed to surround and snare it with catch poles. The pumpkin bucket's black strap had been lodged in the back of its head and was quickly removed. As soon as it was free, the deer ran 30 feet to the nearest creek to drink and graze. Food and water, finally. A fundraiser is now being held for Second Chance Wildlife Rescue, a nonprofit group that helped with the search. And of course, donations are being collected in the plastic pumpkin bucket. Oh dear.
Even Bambi shops at Walmart. Customers in a Minnesota Walmart got a wild surprise after noticing a deer in one of the aisles perusing the merchandise. The young buck was likely hunting for a snack when it strolled right into the store's motion-activated garden doors. Tom Grasswick had been deciding on dog dishes when something bumped into him. Imagine his surprise when he saw it was a deer, and in the pet aisle too. Grasswick quickly moved to subdue the 100-pound animal, pinning it down near a bag of dog food. The deer whisperer then covered the animal's eyes to keep it from resisting. Once it had calmed down, he and a few others set it free outside. Neither Grasswick nor the confused deer were hurt in the incident. Walmart, meanwhile, will likely be making changes to their garden center door. Sorry, Bambi. Looks like no more shopping for you.
Who's a good boy?
Man's best friend came to the rescue of a drowning deer on Sunday, but it took a few more good Samaritans to really keep Bambi out of the water. Mark Freely and his dogs were walking along Long Island Sound when his golden retriever spotted the fawn and immediately leapt into the water. The dog, named Storm, swam out and gently grabbed the deer by the neck before doggy paddling all the way back to shore. A video clip of the rescue shows the heroic golden retriever nudging and pawing at the fawn to make sure it was okay. Freely immediately called an animal rescue center to check out poor Bambi, who was alive but exhausted.
Storm! Storm! Leave him, Storm! Storm! Storm, it's okay! Storm, leave him, okay? Good boy, Storm. Good boy. Good boy, Stormy. Good boy, Storm, okay? Good job, boy. Good job, boy. She's okay. She's okay.
But before they could even get to the fawn, she up and ran straight back into the water after being startled by the dogs. Left with no choice, rescuer Frank Floridia jumped in for rescue number 2. The fawn had gone further out into the water and was struggling to keep her head above the surface. Luckily, Floridia saved her just in time. The animal was covered in ticks and had an eye injury, but is now happily resting at an area rescue center. Bambi's set to make a full recovery in a few months, after which she'll be reunited with all her woodland creature friends.
Sacred deer in Japan being captured for roaming too much. Ever heard of the Sika deer of Nara, Japan? You may have seen them while scrolling through your Instagram feed. They're quite popular over there. Unfortunately for these friendly animals, city officials feel they're getting a bit too close for comfort, with the animals wandering into town and wrecking regional agriculture. So, some of them may be kindly asked to leave. The Sika deer have roamed the area for decades, a population explosion igniting roughly a century ago when their main predator, the local wolf, went extinct. Now, an estimated 1,200 of them have clustered in the city's Central Park region. Tourists are known to frequent the area to feed the deer crackers, and amazingly, these creatures have figured out that bowing to humans may earn them a few more snacks. Respect! As the deer have multiplied, though, they've been spilling over into fields, casually consuming crops and angering farmers, causing an annual $54 million in damage. The notion of a cull was dismissed, with the animal classified as a national treasure, protected by law. Instead, humane traps will be set for the relocation of 120 of them. With an aim to have the balance between man and deer restored by next March, a local government official was quoted as saying, "We want to continue efforts to coexist in peace while preventing damage to crops." A land where people consider and accommodate the feelings of deer? You could call it Bambi's paradise. Or not.
Michigan cop saves deer stuck on fence. Harbor Springs officer David Heater responded to a call on Tuesday morning, and this is the sight that awaited him.
You sure are stuck, aren't you?
A fawn was stuck upside down on a fence. Officer Heater said the fawn wasn't moving or kicking, suggesting the poor thing may have been stuck there for a long time.
Don't kick me. You gonna kick me?
Officer Heater approached the fawn and lifted it off the fence, allowing the animal to then run happily away.
Ah, you're a heavy sucker. All right then.
Deer runs amok inside cafe. An anxious deer turned this small restaurant in St. John's, Indiana, upside down on the morning of October 24th. Surveillance cameras caught the wild encounter, along with the expressions of the patrons who witnessed it. Oh dear. It's not exactly known where the deer came from or what drew it to the cafe, but given it was 7 a.m., one can only presume it was the wafting smell of pancakes. The deer must have stumbled upon the cafe, spotted an open window, and leapt through to breakfast heaven. As soon as it got inside, though, it quickly realized that this wasn't the sort of place that served deer. Maybe venison, though. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, the owners of the restaurant, probably making pancakes, heard a loud crash and ran to investigate. As you can see on the tape, when the two worlds collided, they spooked the crap out of each other. Noticeably frightened, the deer bolted past cafe patrons and through another open window. The restaurant staff posted the surveillance footage of the incident to have a little fun on social media with the caption, "Amazing food. Even the wildlife wants a bite." Clever marketing. Speaking of the wildlife, we're not sure what became of the deer, but let's just hope it found a way to that pancake breakfast in the end. I want pancakes now. Anybody else want pancakes?